where white folks' greed runs a world in need, apartheid in one hemisphere, apathy in another hemisphere. That's the world.
I had a uncle who was one of the, who was part of the first American troops to go into Auschwitz and liberate the concentration camps. And the story in our family is that when he came home, he just went up into the attic, and he didn't leave the house for 6 months.
We ended up launching a war that should have never been authorized and should have never been waged, into which we now have spent $400 billion and have seen over 3,000 lives of the bravest young Americans wasted. And that requires us to have enough troops that we're not just air raiding villages and killing civilians, which is causing enormous problems there.
Because, you know, it is just wonderful to be back in Oregon, and over the last 15 months we've traveled to every corner of the United States. I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go. Alaska and Hawaii I was not allowed to go to, even though I really wanted to visit, but my staff would not justify it.
Well, it's not surprising then that they get better and they cling to guns or religion or antipathy towards people who aren't like them or anti-immigrant sentiment.
You are absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that that has not come my Christian faith.
Wherever we once were, we are no longer a Christian nation, at least not just. We are also a Jewish nation, a Muslim nation, and a Buddhist nation, and a Hindu nation, and a nation of non-believers.
To avoid being mistaken for such a sellout, I chose my friends carefully. The more politically active black students, the foreign students, the Chicanos, the Marxist professors and structural feminists and punk rock performance poets. We smoked cigarettes and wore leather jackets. When we ground out our cigarettes in the hallway carpet, or set our stereos so loud that the walls began to shake, we were resisting bourgeois society's stifling constraints.
Politics depends on our ability to persuade each other of common aims based on a common reality. It involves compromise, the art of what's possible. And at some fundamental level, religion doesn't allow for compromise. It's the art of the impossible. If God's spoken, then followers are expected to live up to God's edicts, regardless of the consequences.